Hello, Assalamu alaikum. My name is Shahzad Ahmed. I am student of Rehan Teacher Training AI Institute. My batch number is 19. Today I'm talking with ChatGPT. My topic is the future of work, remote job. My English is simple, so I will ask every questions. ChatGPT will answer my questions. Let's start for discussion. Thank you. Hello, ChatGPT. Are you listening me?
Yes, I'm listening. I'm here and ready to chat with you about the future of work and remote jobs. So feel free to ask your questions in simple English and we'll take it from there.
Good. Okay, let's start. What does future of work mean?
Sure, the future of work basically means how work is changing and what jobs, workplaces, and ways of working will look like in the coming years. It often involves talking about things like remote work, new technologies, flexible schedules, and how people will do their jobs differently than they did in the past.
Okay. What are remote jobs?
So remote jobs are basically jobs that you can do from anywhere, not just from a traditional office. Instead of commuting to a workplace, you can work from home or any location with an internet connection. So it's all about having the flexibility to do your work remotely.
Okay, good. And are remote job a real job?
Absolutely. Remote jobs are definitely real jobs. They have all the responsibilities and tasks of any other job. The main difference is just that you're doing them from a different place. So yeah, they're as real as any office job, just a bit more flexible in where you work from.
Why are remote job becoming proper?
Well, remote jobs are becoming popular because they offer a lot of flexibility. People can save time on commuting, have a better work life balance, and often choose an environment that suits them best. Plus, technology makes it easier than ever to collaborate from anywhere. So it's a trend that's really growing for a lot of good reasons.
Okay. Did COVID-19 increase remote job?
Yes, it definitely did. COVID-19 really sped up the shift to remote work because so many people had to work from home for safety. A lot of companies realized that remote work could be effective, so it became much more common and accepted after the pandemic started.
Okay. Can people work from home easily?
Yes, definitely. People can work from home if they have the right tools and a job that can be done remotely. As long as they have a good internet connection and the right equipment, working from home can be just as productive as working from an office.
Is remote work good for everyone?
Well, remote work can be great for many people, but it really depends on the person and the job. Some people love the flexibility and the comfort of working from home, while others might miss the social interaction and structure of an office. It can really vary depending on individual preferences and the type of work they do.
Okay. What type of companies offer remote jobs?
Well, a lot of different types of companies offer remote jobs these days. Tech companies are pretty well known for it, but you also see it in fields like marketing, customer service, writing, design, and even education. Really, any company that can do its work online might offer remote roles. So it's become quite common across a lot of industries.
What are some common remote job today?
Sure. Some common remote job roles include things like software developers, virtual assistants, customer support representatives, writers, graphic designers, and digital marketers. These are just a few examples, but there are many different kind of roles that people can do remotely nowadays.
Okay. Can student do remote job?
Yes, absolutely. Students can definitely do remote jobs, and it's often a great way for them to earn some money and gain experience while balancing their studies. They can do things like freelance writing, virtual tutoring, or even internships that are remote. It's a flexible option that can fit well with their schedules.
Are remote job good for freelancers?
Yes, remote jobs are actually really good for freelancers. They give freelancers the freedom to work with different clients from anywhere and manage their own schedules. So if you're freelancing, remote work can be a perfect fit because it offers a lot of flexibility and opportunities.
Are IT job mostly remote now?
Yeah, a lot of IT jobs have become mostly remote now because so much IT work can be done online. Things like software development, IT support, cybersecurity, and other tech roles are often really well suited for remote work. So it's definitely a field where remote jobs are pretty common.
Can business owner use remote terms?
Yes, definitely. Business owners can absolutely use remote teams. In fact, it's a great way for them to find talent from all over the world and keep things flexible. It can also save costs on office space and create a more diverse team. So, yeah, remote teams can work really well for business owners.
Are customer support job remote?
Yes, many customer support jobs are remote these days. Companies often have customer service teams that work from home, answering calls or chats or emails from wherever they are. It's a role that often doesn't require you to be in an office, so it's pretty commonly done remotely.
Can women work better with remote job?
Absolutely. Many women find that remote jobs can offer them a lot of flexibility, which can help them balance work and personal responsibilities more easily. Of course, it really depends on the individual and the job, but remote work can definitely be a great option for many women.
Okay. What skills are need for remote jobs?
Well, for remote jobs, some important skills include good communication, since you'll often be talking to your team or clients online, time management, because you'll need to stay organized on your own, and being comfortable with technology, since you'll use various online tools. Also, being self motivated is really helpful since you're managing your own schedule.
Okay. Is computer knowledge important?
Yes, definitely. Having some computer knowledge is important for remote jobs because you'll often be using various software, communication tools, and online platforms. You don't have to be a tech expert, but being comfortable with computers definitely makes things easier.
Do we need good English for remote job?
Well, it does depend on the job, but having good English can be really helpful, especially if you're working with international teams or clients. But there are also plenty of remote jobs where other languages are important, so it really varies. But in general, good communication skills, whatever language you're working in, are always a plus.
Can weak English people do remote job?
Yes, they absolutely can. Even if your English isn't perfect, there are many remote jobs that focus on skills rather than language. Plus, you can always improve your English over time while you work. So, yeah, it's definitely possible to do remote jobs even if your English is still improving.
Which tool are used in remote work?
Well, in remote work, some common tools include communication apps like Slack or Microsoft Teams, video conferencing tools like Zoom, project management tools like Trello or Asana, and cloud storage like Google Drive or Dropbox. Basically, these tools help everyone stay connected and organized and where they are.
Is internet speed important for remote job?
Yes, internet speed is definitely important for remote jobs. A good, stable internet connection helps you join video calls smoothly, communicate quickly, and just get your work done without interruptions. So having a reliable internet speed definitely makes things easier.
How can time management help report remote works?
Well, time management is really helpful in remote work because it helps you stay organized and make sure you're getting your tasks done on time. When you're working remotely, you often have to manage your own schedule. So being able to set priorities and keep a good routine can really make your workday smoother and more productive.
What are the benefits of remote jobs?
Well, there are quite a few benefits to remote jobs. For starters, you get more flexibility, which means you can often set your own schedule, work from wherever you're comfortable. You can save time and money by not commuting, and you might have a better work life balance. Plus, it can open opportunities to work for companies or clients from all over the world. So there are a lot of perks.
What people do face in remote job? Problem, sorry. What problem do people face in remote job?
Yeah, so some common problems people face in remote jobs can include feeling a bit isolated because they're not in an office with colleagues, dealing with distractions at home, or finding it tricky to separate work time from personal time. Sometimes communication can be a bit more challenging when everything is online, and it's important to manage your own schedule well. But these are things you can work on and get used to over time.
Is isolation of problem in remote work?
Yes, isolation can be a challenge for some people in remote work. Since you're not in an office with coworkers, it can sometimes feel a bit lonely. But a lot of people find ways to stay connected, like having virtual coffee chats or joining online communities. So while it's something to be aware of, there are definitely ways to handle it.
How can we stay motivated while working from home?
Well, staying motivated while working from home can be about setting a good routine and having a dedicated workspace if you can. It also helps to set small goals for yourself and take regular breaks. And of course, staying connected with your team or friends can keep you feeling more engaged. So it's all about finding little ways to keep yourself on track.
Is work life balance better in a remote job?
For many people, yes, remote jobs can help create a better work life balance. Since you have more flexibility in your schedule and you don't have to commute, it's often easier to fit in personal activities and family time. Of course, it also depends on setting a boundary that work doesn't spill over into your personal time, but overall, remote work can make it easier to balance both parts of your life.
Will remote job increase in the future?
Yeah, it's pretty likely that remote jobs will keep increasing in the future. A lot of companies have seen the benefits of remote work, and more people are looking for that flexibility. So it's a trend that will probably continue to grow.
Will offer this appear in the future?
Well, it's unlikely that offices will completely disappear. A lot of companies will probably keep offices for people who prefer to work in person or for roles that really need it, but we will likely see more of a mix. Some people in the office, some people remote, and a lot of flexibility in between. So offices might change, but they'll probably still be around.
How will AI affect remote job?
Well, AI is likely to make remote jobs a bit easier and more efficient. It can help automate some routine tasks, give you better tools for communication, and even assist with things like scheduling or data analysis. So, in general, AI will probably make remote work smoother and help people focus on the more important parts of their jobs.
Can a remote job help developing countries?
Yes, remote jobs can definitely help people in developing countries. They open up opportunities to work for companies around the world without having to move. That means more access to better paying jobs and new career paths. So remote work can be a great way for people in developing countries to grow professionally and economically.
How can remote job help Pakistan?
Well, remote jobs can really help Pakistan by providing more employment opportunities, especially for people who might not have access to certain jobs locally. It can bring in income from international companies, which helps the economy, and it allows skilled workers to stay in their own communities instead of having to move abroad. Plus, it can encourage digital skills and tech growth within the country.
Thank you, ChatGPT. My questions are finished now. Today, I learned that remote jobs are important part of the future of work. Technology, skills, and discipline can help people work from everywhere. This discussion helped me understanding how remote job can change our life, career, and work style. Thank you very much for the time and guidance. Goodbye. Allah Hafiz.
You're very welcome. I'm really glad you found it helpful, and it was great talking with you about this. Take care and Allah Hafiz.